recording just a little bit.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague.
Okay, another day working with this turd. I don't know, man. There's something about old school Hondas. I love this thing. It's probably my 6th coupe that I've had, and I don't think I'm gonna ever get rid of this. I don't know. There's something about these old school Hondas that kind of fancies. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to continue on working with the trunk. Where were we last time? Yeah, so we got basically the base done. One of the side panels done. I'm now going to try to fabricate this side panel so the whole floor is done. And then later I can kind of figure out how I'm going to arrange the hard lines and do a hardline setup and install the management. And that's going to be it for this. And then I can focus on begging my Mark 7 Golf just in time for winter. So stay tuned for more, and we're going to continue on with this thing. Okay, so these are the side panels that basically go on the side of the trunk. On the previous video we were doing that, we were covering them up. Here's the center section. I elevated the center section on 2x4s just because I'm going to be doing the compression fittings, and I'm going to be doing channels going through, and then on the bottom I'm going to have 90s with push to connects. Thereby I'll be able to connect the lines. But what do we have here? We have an Airlift Performance 4-gallon 7-port tank. We got a Vire 444C dual pack that I'm going to be running, and Squeaky Clean Air digital air management that I'm going to be setting up, and we're going to be doing that today as I play around with the EK project. And another glance at the subframe right here. I put a center medium in order to give it a little additional support, and I think I'm going to do a new ground today as well from crimp connectors. Getting ready just to wire it up. I already have the lines obviously from the previous install, or the Arex. There's the sort of resined cover, which is much better than what I started with. You know, it looks a lot cleaner. So everything's starting to shape up and look a lot cleaner. Again, this is not a full restoration build by any means, but it's starting to look a lot cleaner, and I can't wait to get everything going. So I'm going to arrange the tank. I'm in the process of getting a magnet mount where I'll be able to mount my GoPro, and that will allow me to sort of kind of record as I actually do the work. So then later I can do those really cool, you know, fast forward videos that are going like 600 times the speed. And you guys will be able to sort of follow along as I'm working along, because what I do now is I don't have 3 arms. So what I do is I kind of pause, do the work, record, pause, do the work, record, and vice versa, because I'm holding on to my cell phone right now. And I've tried all these various systems like GoPros, and I had image stabilizers and all that. And I find that doing vlogs with cell phones is the easiest. But for those situations where you got to sort of like, you know, record as you're working along, I think probably getting my trusty GoPro 4 out and using a magnetic mount and having it right in front of me will allow me to sort of like work on whatever I'm working on, and you guys will be able to sort of see and record with what I'm doing. And cell phones having zoom issues, but here we go. I'm gonna take out the tank. See, this would have been a perfect opportunity for me to have that magnetic mount, because then I could show everything being unpacked and stuff like that. And I'm gonna take it all out, and I'm gonna start laying it out to see what kind of a configuration I'm happy with. So stay tuned. What's up, everyone? So the hardline setup is starting to take shape. So this is all on the base. I was able to get the channel fittings in there. We're going on the opposite side over here, which I'm going to put the push to connect fittings where I'll be able to connect the lines. So we're good here. Everything's almost shaping up. I just got to do these side lines over here that are going to connect to the sides, which are the supply lines for the manifold. I do need to use water traps here, just because of the fact that the air is going to be coming from the tank into the manifold, and I want to make sure that the manifold is protected. So water trap's always a good idea. Now this is 2 inputs from each side, so I'm going to have 2 water traps, one on here and one on here. The beauty of these compressors is that the check valves are pointing down. It's another tip for you guys whenever you're doing installations. Whenever you install the check valve pointing down, there's less of a chance of gunk depositing inside the check valves, because everything kind of has a tendency to sort of fall down, as opposed to if they're sitting flat. I found, just through experience, I found that if they're sitting flat, then all the gunk has a tendency to deposit and they gunk up a lot more. Whereas if they're kind of pointing down, the gunk kind of has a tendency to fall through gravity, and they're less likely to sort of get gunked up and stuck. Obviously, if you're in a wintrous environment, if there's any moisture in here, they're going to freeze, and that's the common issue why a lot of people have problems with their compressors obviously leaking through, or the tanks leaking through overnight, or everything freezing because of the fact that the moisture deposits into the check valve and basically freezes and shuts or opens the check valve and consistently stays open, letting the air out. And the Vira compressors have a tendency to leak through the heads. That's why they put these check valves on there. So pay attention to the check valves. But yeah, so that's that. Shape it up pretty good. I can't wait to put it inside the car. I still got to sort of do the wiring. The wiring harness is over here. It's running the 80 amp relay. So I'm just in the process of sort of cleaning it up, making sure that it's nice and clean. It's not too bad right now. It's kind of okay. This is going to be the main supply wire, and then this is going to be a wire that's going to go inside the interior for the remote. Here's the remote wire, power wire, and then there's the whole full power wire with a proper relay, which is going to go to the front. It's going to go through the car, and it's going to connect up, and then I'll be able to connect everything through. This is the pressure switch, external pressure switch, and that way I'll be able to sort of get everything up and running. So we're on the final stages of everything. I'm sorry I didn't really get a chance to do any sort of like what's the word, like stop motion video, not stop motion video, but sort of like accelerated how I'm doing everything during the process, because I'm still trying to sort of figure out amount that I'm going to use for kind of like doing any sort of like hands-on work, because I'm using my cell phone right now to sort of record the vlogs. I need some kind of a way to kind of record it, and I'll be able to sort of have it probably on my head, which is what I'm going to use. I have a GoPro that's good quality, so I'm probably going to use that for the remaining videos, and then I'll be able to sort of work on stuff hands-on, like how to tighten the fittings and sort of get a little bit more in depth on how to do a hardline setup or how everything works. But it just makes it really hard when I'm using one hand, obviously, and doing it. So by sort of alleviating that and having a head mount for my GoPro, which I'm probably going to order on Amazon soon, then I'll be able to sort of film as I work on stuff. So I can't wait for that. Maybe the next video will be with that, and then I'll be able to take you guys through a little bit more of an in-depth process. But so far so good. I like the way it's shaping up, and I can't wait to put this inside Civic, and it's going to be a nice little show setup. So I can't wait for 2022. So that's the update so far. Okay.